Tonight, Waycross is bringing you a dual meet between neighboring schools, Northwest Knights and the Colerain Cardinals. This is for neighborhood bragging rights. I'm Dave Bean, and the guy that's doing the hard work here is my buddy Ty Robbins. And they're out there tossing the coin. We don't have a monitor tonight, so we'll see as much as we can get here from just watching it live. We're sorry that the rest of you folks aren't here to be able to watch this live, but Ty, what do you know about these two teams? I know you know the coaches. You're younger than I
am. Carl Huber is the head coach of Colerain High School. He's in his 6th season with Colerain. He was a prior Colerain assistant at Northwest, actually, here with Maffey when Maffey coached here. So, and then the Northwest Knights are led by Ronnie Wells. He's the head coach.
He's been here a couple years, right?
Yeah, he's been here a couple years. I coached him in high school. He's a really good guy.
Well, he had to be pretty tough. I mean,
yeah,
he
was
lived
tough.
through you.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've got on the mat, we've got right now Randy Cox from Northwest, and for the Cardinals, Hunter Garth is out there.
Girth from Colerain is a 9th grader. And Randy Cox from Northwest is a sophomore.
And he just picked up a cradle.
Yeah,
he's a big, tall kid, isn't he?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. He went out, got the tricep. Now he's working that
crossfade. He was in a crossfade cradle. Comes back, here comes a wrist and half.
Yeah. When you got
he changes off nice.
Yeah, he's changing off there. He's got to grab a wrist and control it and then run it.
And he needs to get outside.
Yeah, got to get that knee in and slip it in and then run it. He's got to run the cradle, but he's got to switch it up there.
It's hard to run a cradle when you're trying to take the leg to the head.
Right.
It's much better taking the head to the knee. The legs are the strongest part of the body. Well, there's long arms are setting him up really well.
Yeah, and Hunter has to work on the hands. As Cox comes around and tries to lock up that cradle, he really needs to control the hands, so he can't do that. But you can tell, the experience that, Cox has.
Yeah.
Wrestling, it says it's his 2nd year at varsity, so.
Yeah, well, Hunter Girth is a 4-2 record already this season, so he's gotten some matches in there. That 106-pound weight class is a weird weight class. It always seemed to me. You find these real tall kids, and then you find the much smaller kids, and a lot of strength factors into it at this level too.
So Cox from Northwest is going to defer to her. So Girth is they're going to go neutral.
Here we're starting the 2nd period, and Cox is out in front 5-0.
Girth really, you see some of the inexperience. He's got to stay in his stance when he's, on his feet there. So he needs to try to back out and start again, but he keeps coming out of his stance, and that gives Cox an advantage. See how he's staying in his stance from Northwest?
That long reach, those long arms, puts Cox back there in a fairly safe spot because there's a huge size difference here. If Kurt's going to get a shot, needs to transition, you call it. I call it change off.
Yeah, he's got to get his hips under him.
He's doing a nice job right there.
Yeah. He's just got to work to get his hips up. And
he's either going to he's in trouble.
Yeah.
Because he's in the mat.
He's locked the cradle up, but he's got to get his leg free. Like high step over. And then he'll get his 2 and be in a position for a cradle. But Kurt's doing a good job holding on.
Yeah.
He's just got to straighten out. If he could, they're going to call a stalemate here.
We have a McCoy on the mat calling the match tonight. This is Dick McCoy's son.
You know, both teams have pretty solid coaching staff. Ronnie Wells has Shane Baston, who wrestled at Colerain. There's a lot of ties to these two teams.
Yeah, they're in the same district, and there Cox picks up another takedown. He's up to a 7-0 lead. He's got that cradle locked, but it's not doing. He's not going to turn him with that one.
Well,
Girth's going to get a reversal out of this.
Yeah, he hit a nice little
Locking
roll.
hands on top of it.
He's got to slip his arm through.
Either that or come out and run under that far arm. He's a pretty feisty kid.
Yeah, you know.
Nice fight for a freshman.
Yeah. And the Colerain Cardinals, getting back to them, they got Hunter Hampton. He's coached at Colerain since 2011. They got Nick Terry. He's coached at Colerain for a long time. He works with the upper weights. They got Jacob Connor and John Connor, both wrestled at Elder. And then Blake Wiedelkin, he was a Colerain grad. So a lot of these guys either coming back, that wrestled at Colerain, giving back to the program, or, you know, you're getting, like the Connors, solid guys from the Elder program.
Yeah, it's the payback. I always like to tell my kids when they left, don't forget, you owe more to this sport than it owes to you, and you have to pay it back along the way.
Right.
And it's really gratifying when you find guys like Huber and Wells and the rest of these guys who come back and give back to the sport that was important to them. 9.
Oh, he went. He's got to get below the elbow and get his hips in. He went for it.
Well, he did all he could do.
Yeah.
But Cox pushes it out to an 11-2 advantage here in the third period. And
I believe Girth could get a takedown if he gets his hips under and he finishes. He gets in. You see him get in, then he stops.
Yep.
Right there, and that's
a confidence factor, Ty.
Yeah, that's something he's going to have to work on.
Yep. You just got to develop that confidence, that it takes to get in there and finish.
Right.
He's willing to go after it, but
yeah.
As you say, he's hitting and stopping. His forward progress doesn't do anything. Cox can come out of this thing right now with a technical fall. He's got 4 seconds to go, but it ends up with a 15-4 victory for Randy Cox. I couldn't think of his first name.
In the 113-pound weight class from Colerain, we have Bryce Sears, and from Northwest High School, Deacon Johnstone.
Okay, out on the mat we have A.J. Shelton.
Nope.
Here.
Well, we have
wrong.
Yeah, we have Deacon Johnstone from Northwest, and we have Bryce Sears wrestling for Colerain.
Yep, I was trying to read off the note here. I should have stayed with what I started. Uh-oh.
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 Sears with a quick back pocket there. Johnstone has to get his arm through.
Sears is a freshman, and has a 4-8 record.
And
He's
so
taken some lumps.
Johnstone's a freshman as well. You got to get his arm through. I know his older brother wrestles on the team too, and they both, when they were little, wrestled in the Princeton youth program. So I did get to see them wrestle a little bit when they were younger.
Were you recruiting, Ty?
No, they moved here.
Oh.
But they wrestled for Princeton and then they moved.
Roger Bacon was the guy that Dan Starkey was a coach for years at Roger Bacon before he took over their football program. And Starkey had a really remarkable capacity to find kids living in our district that wanted to just go down the hill and up the hill a little ways. He got some of my good ones.
Well, Sears is really working the top. He transitioned from one move to the next, and he's working on holding him down. Johnstone has to establish. He has to come to the middle, and he has to establish hand control and have a first move.
What is it, Coach? These guys refuse to tighten up their headgear so it doesn't slide down. Is that? Always drove me crazy.
So Johnstone's working back up.
That's a nice mat return.
Yeah. Once he gets those hand control, he can come up. But Sears is riding through.
Again, a nice long body. He's got good reach. And these are both decent-sized freshmen. They're going to be around for a while.
Yeah. Good athletes, both of them.
And they're paying attention to their coaches, which is one of the positives in. Oh, almost got it on the whistle.
Right. He's running the front headlock, but he has to come up. Oh, he's got to get arm dragged here. He's not careful. Yep. So Green gets this takedown off of Johnstone's.
Yeah. He hit and didn't go.
Yeah, he didn't quite get it.
I see both coaches have video cameras up, and for a young team, that's really helpful. You get these guys with the opportunity to look at what they're doing. And I think you were telling me something about a program that's out there now where you can shoot the video and upload it to the internet, and the kid can watch his match while he's at home.
Yeah, there's Huddle that the kids use, and then Matt Scott, which I know Colerain uses. I'm not sure if Coach Wells uses it, but they videotape it, they put in the score all at once, and then it downloads to Huddle.
Wow.
So I'm for anything that makes coaching easier and you have less time that you already spend. And so it's really nice, and then they can they know all the kids' records when they go to seed meetings. It syncs up to track wrestling, so it has the kids' names already programmed in it.
You know what, I had to do that back in the 60s. That's the 1960s tie, not the 1860s. I knew what I would be hearing there. Anyway, what I had my wrestlettes. Those girls were absolutely remarkable. They kept score so well. They could sit in the stands, and if there was a mistake made in the score, they could stand up, yell the correct score to me, and I could get the referee. We got a near fault. They could reconstruct a match better than the referees could.
Yeah, it's always.
But you're right. Having technology has a role. Definitely has a place. So, at the end of two periods,
Coach Huber tells his wrestler to go down. So Sears is taking the bottom position. Now we'll see what Johnstone does on top. He's got to control something. He's got to break him down and move him forward. He's controlling the wrists. But he's got to bring him down or he's got to get hit for stalling, and he just did.
Sears has a 4-point lead right now here in the second period. And
12 point. It's 12-0.
Oh, 12 zip. That's
yeah.
right. I am.
Yeah, it's 12.
Yep, I'm sorry.
I know they hit him for stalling, but I didn't know how they called him twice. So they hit him for stalling twice, so that's what. All right.
Nice switch.
Nice little switch there.
Nice switch.
Johnstone wants to hook and roll there. When you
Yep.
grab the arm.
Wasn't enough time for that.
Nope, and he runs out. So
15.
Sears wins.
That ended up being 15 zip, right?
Yep.
That's a technical fall.
In the 120-pound weight class from Colerain, we have Jamar Brown. And from Northwest, AJ Shelton.
So Northwest is going to send out their 120, AJ Shelton, and Colerain is going to come up with Jamar Brown.
There's a nice shrug by.
So Jamar Brown gets that quick takedown. Now he's working on this tilt.
He's a third-year wrestler now. He's a junior. Last year he was on the podium in several meets, Edgewood Invitational, Middletown Tournament, third at the Fairfield Invitational. He was fourth in the GMC, and he was a qualifier in the sectional to district, and he got into district. So somebody went down and let that fifth place finish get in there.
Yeah. AJ Shelton's a freshman, and you can tell where the experience comes in.
Yeah.
When you've wrestled in the post tournaments already, and you're a freshman coming in. Jamar Brown has him locked up in a double armbar. But Shelton's putting up quite a fight. Nice job.
We saw that the other day when we were over at Indian Hill with that tournament over there. Guys were fighting out of those double bars
Right.
and serves and everything. But here, Brown comes back and he's having his way out there.
Yeah, he has a back pocket. But you know, I'm sure Coach Wells had talked to him. Brown with the fall. Probably talked to Shelton and a lot of his freshmen, you know, because there's a big difference between 4, 5, and 6 points when it comes to duels.
That's right.
So I'm sure Shelton will go back and see what he did wrong and what he can improve, and coaches will have him. It's not where you start. I always tell my kids it's where you finish.
Right.
126 is a forfeit from Colerain. So Ethan,
And they did send a
I think
guy over here to wait, who's weighed in. He's waiting to get the referee to raise his hand.
I think Ethan Cruz is going to come out and take a forfeit for Colerain. Let's give Colerain 6.
6 there. It's 17-4 at this point between the two teams here at the end of the 126 pounds.
Okay, in the 132-pound weight class, we have Jacob Brewer for Colerain and Caleb Jones from Northwest High School.
So Northwest is sending out Caleb Jones. He's also a freshman, it says here. And he's wrestling Jacob Brewer.
And Brewer is a team captain.
Yeah, he's a 12th grader.
And
he's got some experience.
He's got a lot of experience.
Yeah. Wrestling's in his family. I watched his dad wrestle, so showing my age.
That Ron Brewer? No. That goes back
So,
even farther than that. Yeah. Brewer broke his arm last year, and yet he actually beat a projected state placer at 126 pounds, Dominic DiTillo, before he broke his arm. It wasn't in the match with DiTillo.
Well, we wrestled Brewer when I coached at Princeton when he was younger, and he was tough then. So, but I'm really impressed.
Nice lateral.
I'm really impressed with this freshman. Caleb Jones.
Jones did a great job of countering that hip toss.
He certainly did. He's pretty athletic, and he maintains a good stance. And I think he's going head-to-head with Brewer.
Well, he wants to.
Yeah.
It depends a little bit on wanting and doing, but the experience level here is going to play a big role in this. Although Johnstone's a junior, so he's been around the barn. He's been around the track a couple times.
You mean Jones? So Brewer gets the takedown. But Jones gets right back out. Nice shot. Wow.
He's got to pick his places better.
Yeah, I think
he's got to pick his place better on that.
He's got to finish faster.
Yeah.
So.
What were we talking about just the other day about, being able to come off the takedown and go directly to exposure points of some sort. He got in, but he didn't finish.
So Jones is going to take down. When he was taken down in the first period, he seemed to get out right away.
Yeah.
So
I'm not sure if Brewer didn't. It wasn't a giveaway on that one, but we'll find out here because right now Mr. Jones is wrestling with his head on the mat, and that's not good.
That's a no-no. He's trying to establish hands, but he better come up because Brewer is pretty experienced on top, and he'll turn you if you give him the chance.
He's looking for tilt right there.
Yep. So Jones is up.
Jones turns and fights to his feet. That's a good job.
He's going to tie it up here. It's 2-2.
2-2 in the second period.
Yeah.
It's 132 pounds.
So Jones got hit for stalling. So he's going to have to get this underhook off. And there you go. And he's got to
finish, got to trap that elbow.
He's got to initiate the contact.
When he goes in there, you got to take that arm, the underhooked side, and crank that right into your ribs so that you've got some leverage again. So he's got some leverage against Brewer to finish that little fireman's carry or inside. Oh, there's a decent. But see, Brewer got in there and backed out.
Yeah, he should have finished that. His hips were in.
It was
His
there.
head was up. It was a nice.
It was there.
Yeah. He countered off of Jones.
Brewer acting like he doesn't feel well.
Yeah. He's got to stay in bounds here and get this two. Lock it up.
That's
There's
two.
two. Yeah. Brewer's gonna have the choice in the third period. So, but Jones, I've been really impressed with.
Here's that takedown again. Snaps his head down, and that's Jones's big failing. Once his head goes down, he doesn't get it up.
Right.
See, he's stuck down there. And Brewer takes advantage of it, runs around the circle, and
yep, that's the difference right there. See how fast Brewer got up? That's something Jones will have to work on if he, going towards the postseason.
Good heavens, I think that's Dexter Carpenter that just wandered in the arena.
Yeah.
Here, Brewer now has got pretty tight.
Yeah.
That's a pretty tight hold right now. That's it.
Got the pin. Brewer picked it up in the third period, and Caleb Jones has nothing to be ashamed of. Man, he looked good.
He's just got to keep his head
Yeah.
up off the mat. He lets his head go down.
Yeah.
When that head goes down, his hips have got to come in and under so that you can get in and use your legs. Trying to wrestle without using legs is we've had wrestlers that made it were extremely tough. but
Nikolai
it's,
Johnstone from
that's
Northwest
a really
High
hard way to go.
Now-
All right, we had a
So Nikolai Johnstone, I'm sorry, is from Northwest, and he's wrestling Elorm Nevis from Colerain. And Johnstone's little brother was the 113. And Nikolai, he's a junior. He got some wrestling experience in. Nikolai is he's a second-year varsity wrestler. And
Nevis is a sophomore.
yeah, he's got a nice shot in there. He's just got to turn the corner. He's got to get his head up and turn the corner.
Create an angle. That's a nice trip.
Nothing yet. He's got to get his arm out.
yeah.
Lock a leg. So Nevis scores a takedown. Let's see what he does on top. He's going to trap the arm here, see if he's going to try to run a tilt from here or thread the needle through the crotch. Johnstone has to get up and establish hand control. There he goes. He gets one now. Johnstone has one. So the score's 2-1. Colerain. Nice. Low single.
Finish it up. You got to climb.
Got to finish there.
Good counter. Good counter. Pick the ankle up. Nice.
Nothing yet.
Well done.
Nothing yet.
But
Oh, he stepped over and got two.
I don't know whether I'm not really
And back.
satisfied with that call, but
Yeah, but we're in
it's called.
And he gave him one for escape. So there's a nice scramble there at the end.
That was a
That's a nice low single. You just got to finish it. You can't stop on your knees. You got to follow through on that.
head's got to snap up. You got to create an angle of attack. You got to find an angle.
Yeah, and you see Johnstone stepping over here.
So
we're going to... Johnstone goes down. Nevis has thread the needle. He's got the arm between the legs, and he can do a lot from here. He's looking for a tilt, but he can also run a half. Johnstone has to get his hand free because he's in trouble here.
yeah, you got a little bit of an elbow hook. You got to roll off it.
That's the second one he's done, so he's looking for it.
And he's scoring big off it. He's now moved out to a 7-3 advantage.
So let's see what he does. He's trying to trap a wrist. But he got to
being worn.
Yeah. Got to move up. Johnstone's got to lower his shoulder on top of his shoulder.
Taking the pressure
all-
across
yeah.
rather than down.
Exactly. Keep driving on those toes. Now he's getting back points.
That's good. Pick up the head with the leg. That's good.
Yeah. Looking for the fall. That would really help
That
out
would
Northwest.
Really help him. And he gets it.
Johnstone
Yeah.
gets a fall.
Johnstone picks up a fall.
And for Nikolai Johnstone from
Nick.
Northwest by 10.
All right. Colerain is going to send out Tim Smith for the forfeit. 145 Northwest is going to forfeit here. This was Smith's first time back from an injury. Probably one of their more experienced wrestlers for Colerain High School. Tough. He's looking to get ready for the postseason. All right.
Okay, and we move on to 152.
Yep.
Got Mawali Nevis.
And from Northwest, we have Gage Scarlett.
There comes one of the guy giving back.
Dr. Daly.
Yeah, he's a Northwest alum. I don't think I've ever been here that he wasn't here.
Yeah, he really helps the kids out, yeah. All right, Nevis. Nevis with the takedown. So Maui Nevis, his younger brother wrestled at 138. 10th grader. So yeah, his younger brother was the last match we just saw. So Nevis scores this takedown. Scarlett has to come up off the mat. He's working on hand control.
Scarlett's a senior. I didn't realize that. Nevis is another team captain, a senior. He won the Middletown Invitational last year. It was third in the GMC, and it was third in the sectionals. Put him into the district competition.
And Gage is, Scarlett is a captain as well. Third-year varsity wrestler.
Yeah.
Coach Wells says he works really, really hard. Loves to be on his feet. That's where his favorite position is. He's quick on bottom. We just saw him get out and score this single. So you have two seniors.
A little bit of a
Nevis gets
trip off the single leg.
Yeah, Nevis gets that quick takedown. Oh, he's looking for that quick tilt. But
boy, Scarlett,
yeah,
it's got some body balance and strength in there, not going.
Yeah,
Nevis had all the weight thrown out there and wasn't able to turn him.
Yeah, when you see nice takedown from Nevis there.
Yeah, Nevis leads here going into the second period 4-1 at this 152-pound match here at Northwest High School.
Scarlett went down and Nevis kicked him out so they can start on their feet.
And 4-2.
All right, Scarlett gets in, but he can't finish. He's in deep, but he doesn't get his hips in and finish.
This is for bragging rights over here on this side of town. The winners, the loser of this probably won't be able to go to any drive-in restaurant anywhere around.
Well, you know, I never coached at a school where there was two schools in the same district, but I coached at one junior high one year or a couple years, and we both were going to the same high school. And I know how competitive that was.
Yeah.
At Christmas time, they would send us Christmas cards.
Yeah.
We'd wrestle them right before Christmas.
Yeah.
And you're right. This is, being in the same school district. Yeah.
It used to be when I was growing up back in the dark ages. We had gang battles to determine who had the bragging rights, and we didn't always take it out on the mat. Sometimes it took place in other areas.
Well, these two schools this year have really solid teams, so they've been looking forward to wrestling each other.
Yeah, I saw the other day that in the Southwest Ohio Coaches Association poll, Colerain was ranked 4th just very recently.
Yeah, they have a solid team. But it's 6-3 Nevis, and you can tell the two seniors, the experience that they have out on the mat. how they think through a lot of their moves.
Well, Colerain's competition this year has been really interesting. I see that they picked up a duel with Graham, St. Paris Graham, Mason, Legacy Christian. They've been in some. Obviously, it looks to me like it's probably a dual tournament of some sort. But they aren't shy about going out and going after it. That's the way you got to do it. That's the way the really outstanding local teams have always done it. You got to wrestle in your own home area because of sectional and district considerations, but you got to get outside the area. I don't know how you can manage to do it effectively now with this virus.
Well,
that's got to play havoc with out of city or out of the area wrestling.
If you're gonna wrestle in the postseason and be ready, you have to wrestle the best competition throughout the season. And
Absolutely.
when no big tournaments, you're gonna have to do that in duels. And so, and Northwest did the same thing. I mean, Coach Wells was telling me they wrestled Xavier St. X High School, and it came down to their heavyweights, and they were missing some, and then St. X put in they took a forfeit. And that's how they lost the duel. So they're wrestling tough matches as well. So both teams, are putting quality kids out on the mat.
Well, just there before we finished up with that, those stories about the quality, Moali Nevis got bumped for a stall warning. He was overworking against the edge of the mat, and he was warned. It doesn't count for anything yet. But
he's
good.
If he elevates that leg and stays with it,
he's
got that too.
Right
yeah.
Now. So Nevis is out to a 9-3 lead.
He's really, really been tough, on his feet, and he hasn't. Scarlett's been tough on fighting off the top moves. You know what I mean? Not letting him score. So Nevis might want to just keep kicking out and taking down. Scarlett's got to roll out his wrist, get that wrist free.
And then they're doing all the right things. You see picking the ankles up, keeping the pressure up against the shoulder with that wrist trapped in there, looking for the cradle, taking advantage of things. And okay, move to the third period. Or was that the third?
That was
the
it.
Third period. I was behind again. Behind.
Seth Kroger is going to take a forfeit at 160.
What was the score on that? You remember? Was that a simple decision or a major?
There's a forfeit from Northwest.
I'm not sure.
I'm not sure.
So Kroger takes the forfeit. And we're going to go out at 170 here.
It's a simple decision.
In the 170-pound weight class, from Colerain, we have Logan Jones. And from Northwest High School, Davion Perez.
So Northwest High School is going to put Davion Perez out there to wrestle. And Davion is a freshman. Wow, he's a good-looking freshman. And then 170 is Logan Jones. And he's a junior. So, wow. Coach Wells has he's got a pretty young team he's putting out there.
Yes, he does. Putting a lot of youngsters out there.
Yeah, and they're solid kids.
And they're well coached too.
Yeah, they're well coached, and
you taught him something, Coach. My gosh.
Well, he definitely. I know one thing. These kids will know a hard practice because Coach Wells learned a hard practice. We had hard practices. And we went to a lot of camps. I took Coach Wells we went out to one of the toughest wrestling camps in the nation, Man of Iron. It was out in Montana. And then we went out to, we went to the Indiana team camp. He
Okay.
wrestled there. So he got a lot of quality matches. The team camp that we went to, I think you got like 12 to 15 matches by the end of the week, and you wrestled all these other teams. So he got a lot of experience that he's bringing to Northwest, and him and Coach Baston and doing a great job.
I took a group of guys to Granby camp in Granby, Virginia
Oh, yeah.
one time. I had an old Volkswagen bus, and the starter went out on the bus.
Oh, no.
And so whenever we stopped someplace, the boys would have to get out and push the bus to get it
That's-
started.
It's one way to get in shape. Jones here with the takedown. This is Jones, 11th grader, 9-5 last year. He took second at Middletown, 5th at Fairfield, and second at sectionals. So he's coming with some experience. So you know. So Perez up quick. He's got to get him off that ankle. So Jones is going to defer to Perez. Perez is going to go down. Perez has to come up like he did before, but he might want to attack the ankle. Jones went after the ankle right away. See if he does again. Nope. Got an arm chop. So Perez is out.
Perez comes nice to his feet. It was a well executed stand up, and he had a hand on too. You know, these guys have been well drilled.
He's just got to have a setup, whether that's an arm drag, an arm pass. He's got to get past the arms to get to the legs, or he could counter off Jones's shot right there. But for a freshman, he's pretty solid.
Well, Perez,
Gets another escape first, varsity.
well, he gave up a takedown to get to the escape. Yeah. So
You know-
Jones got in pretty nice there. Couldn't maintain his control.
You really get your feet wet when you're a freshman and you wrestle a tough schedule. You learn pretty quick that year as a freshman.
Scoreboard, I believe, is wrong. The referee looked and signaled to the score table, but they haven't changed the scoreboard. You'll get to it here in 29 seconds at the end of this period. There's a little bit of a Russian bar there.
Yeah, he's rushing and Perez off. Oh. That's- Second at sectionals for Jones. That's well done.
Red choice.
So they're going to start this.
Both up.
Yeah, third period, both up.
7-2 here going into the last period. You got 2 minutes for Logan Jones to pull this match out for the Knights.
Nice little drag there. At this point, he just want to kick out and take him down.
Yeah, that's what he's
He's
got.
got-
Looks
yeah.
like what he's going to keep doing.
If he wants to, score more team points, he's going to have to. He's got more experience than Perez on his feet. And Perez
uses
might
that-
want to look for a big money move here.
Yeah, he's going to have to.
A head and arm or a back pocket or some kind of throw if he wants to, pull a big win out. Nice double leg right to his back and getting back points. I think that's where these kids really, compared to, back in the day, where they really get better is being able to go over film. And look at that. And I don't want to age, but I remember when I was a senior, the beta came out. And I remember they were videotaping us.
Yeah.
And that was weird to be able, but I was able to look. And now if I had what these kids have, Huddle and Matt Scott, like you could go and look at any time you want to look at your matches.
It's looking at them, there's an advantage to them being able to look at the match anytime they want because it does, but at the same time there's a danger. They don't see the things that you see as a coach all the time. Maybe they see the good and miss the mistakes. But if they've been conditioned to understand correctness, the right way it should look, then they can be self-critical, and that's real growth. 15-3 final score. Logan Jones goes home with a major win. That's worth 4 points.
So you're going to have two brothers from Northwest back to back, and the first one is Kamari Harding from Northwest, and Kamari they're both juniors. So, and he's going to be wrestling Caden. Is that
Caden Bodecker.
Bodecker.
And
so Harding with the quick takedown. Oh, they got the kidder
upper
to
body
slam.
in, took the upper body in first.
Hayden was super excited, and he picked him up almost in a suplex. Got to be careful. If he wasn't able to go, he would have lost.
The idea of lifting and throwing from the rear, that's a good thing. But you got to learn, you got to control your aggression.
And you'll see it here. See how he picks him up, kind of almost takes him back? Now, if Harden does a lot of freestyle, that's a great move.
Yeah.
But in folk style, that's a no-no.
Or if the other guy knows what's coming, it may be a good move too. I see Coach Jones, coach is over there now trying to convince the referee that really wasn't a slam. That really was. And I have to agree with him. We'll see it again here because it's the upper body before the butt, and the simple rule is make sure his butt hits first. Whatever you're doing, make sure that or simultaneous, and do it as. Throwing it is fine. You just got to get it done where it doesn't cost you. How's that?
Well, he wants to throw the legs in, but, he's just going to go takedowns now. Bodecker gets an escape and ties it up 2-2 here. Oh, Kamari had a nice slide by, but he stopped.
Yeah. Oh, nice again. He hit it again.
He's pretty athletic.
Yeah,
nice. He's got to come up with that and finish.
That's a good takedown.
But that's the advantage you have when you have a brother to wrestle with in the living room.
Yeah. The only problem is Mom's lost her coffee table and a couple lamps.
Well, when you're, especially when they're two big boys, when you're talking about the 182 and the 195, you better have plenty of basement or living room space.
That's right. That's absolutely right.
And you know they probably go at it. He has got plenty of energy, that's for sure. He's got 25 seconds here. He gets the legs in. He's got to get his hips down. He's in a Jacob position.
I can hear Kamari's mom yelling right now. Kamari, you leave your brother alone. This is not my fault, Mom. It's Malari's problem. He's beating on me. I had two boys. They weren't twins or anything, but they were close enough. All they did was fight. Oh, we lost card tables and windows and yeah.
So they're starting up here on their feet.
Uh-oh, that's a mistake.
Yeah, you know, he went for it. He was 9-3, and he went for the big money. He just didn't have it locked in. You gotta, if you're gonna throw somebody, you have to have it pretty tight, and they got to be pushing into you. But he's in trouble now.
So Kamari, Harden,
yes.
Win by Kamari Harden from Northwest by 10.
Now you're going to see his brother come out and see if he has the same fire. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah, this is where it gets interesting too, because now the big brother or the little brother, whichever, I don't know.
They're the same. They're juniors.
Tell you what.
And from Northwest, we have Makari Harden.
So Makari Harden is coming out for Northwest. His brother, and then from Colerain.
Isaiah Montgomery.
Yep, senior. So Harden comes out, gets like his brother, a quick takedown. I like to see these guys practice. They got so much energy.
Yeah. It's a good thing they got a deep coaching staff. You get those guys work on you every day.
So Harding's going to kick him out. Put him and Montgomery back on their feet. It's 2-1. He's looking for a quick takedown. Montgomery's pushing the action here. They like that. That's low single here. He's got to stay in bounds right here.
Well, he's trying to. He's going to beat his brothers.
Oh,
ooh!
He gave him a pin. He gave him a fall.
Wow. That one we may have that on replay here.
I think he caught it right before he got out.
Wow. That still makes the final the score a little bit closer here, but still the Colerain still has a 42-22 lead in this as we move on to, what are we on to?
We're on to 220, yes. Northwest is going to have Stephen Grayson. He's a junior, and he's going to be wrestling Zaire Anderson from Colerain, who's an 11th grader, and gets the takedown.
So this lad, Zaire Anderson, spent 2 years behind one of the really high rep guys from Northwest over the last years. And so he's one of those guys that has spent a career waiting, and now he's getting his chance.
And Grayson's a first-year varsity wrestler. He's very coachable, and he works very hard. He listens well. He's just trying to get that experience this season. See what he does on bottom here. And Anderson with the fall from Colerain.
I looked away and missed it.
Watson, I got a chance to watch last year. Todd Watson.
Anderson from Colerain by
And
10.
he's a solid wrestler. He was an upper weight last year, and unfortunately he has a forfeit tonight, so we won't get to watch him wrestle.
Win by forfeit.
But I look forward to
Watson
seeing
from
him.
Colerain.
You know, he's a senior, 13-3 record, so we'll get to see him hopefully later on in the year. And that ends the team. They're going to have an exhibition match, I think, here.
The referee's still willing to stand out there. Everybody's looking at one another. I guess.
Team
that's
score, is that
54,
correct?
That's right. 54-22. Colerain comes out of this thing with a neighborhood victory, and it's been an interesting match because, as you pointed out before, this is a young team here at Northwest, and Colerain handled them pretty well, I thought. But Northwest has got some kids that are going to show up later in the season. Yeah, here we got a consolation or an exhibition
match here.
And I get well. We don't know who the guys are.
Versus Mason Caldwell from
So here we go.
These are JV wrestlers getting their chance in the center mat. Really an important facet of the sport is to find a place for all these guys. It's so hard to work in this sport, to participate in this sport. You got to work so hard every day, and then match day comes and you don't get out there. You know, you lose kids that way, but it's so hard to find continuous competition, and so getting these fellas out and letting them go out there and go for real, that's a very important thing.
And that's the other thing. When you wrestle in a room too, as solid as both of these teams are, you know, it's not easy, right? I always told my kids, the best competition you're going to wrestle is in our room.
Better be.
And to wrestle outside of this room, you know, that's a privilege. And so, quick fall here for Colerain. Takes a lot of guts, win or lose, to come out and wrestle. That's for sure.
Win by Hitachi Baha from Colerain.
I guess that's what we're doing. We're finished up, and so I don't know. We didn't pick up the next schedule for these two teams, but they'll be around, and Waycross will be around, bringing you action on the mat in February. The big problem now is looking down the road for the district and state tournaments. The design right now is very, very, very questionable as to how it's going to be handled because of the virus. And Steve Daly, one of the outstanding physicians in the area for sports med, is a Northwest alumni. He's here. I think he's been here as much as the coaching staff. He takes care of the kids here. So anyway, this is Dave Bean, and for my sidekick Ty Robbins, we're going to be out of here, and we hope you enjoy the show. And if you get a chance to see something live, take advantage of it. So long now.
So long, guys. Have a great night.